What is it? Oh,
Welcome,
nice.
everybody, to Conspiracy 101,
One oh
where
one.
we're going to dive deep into the conspiracies of the day and find out what is true and what is truer. I'm here with my co host, Daniel
Wow.
Lucas,
Yes.
who
Thank you.
may be
An
a
alien too.
government agent. We don't know.
Yes. Agent N. Agent X.
Agent X. So,
Oh.
yeah, Daniel, are you ready for another week of interesting conspiracy theories?
Wow. Thank you for that introduction. And yes, I'm so excited for another episode on conspiracy theory, people, because we need to reveal who is Mr. Bob Lement is.
Well, today we're going to talk about something. I don't know if you've heard about this. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called 0 point energy.
0 point energy. Is it gravity?
No,
No. Is it what? An
it's
alien?
it's it's getting energy from nothing.
Oh,
So like we don't even need to make electricity. We can draw it out of the universe
okay.
and it costs nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing, because you don't have to burn fuel, you don't have to burn gas, you don't have to have solar panels, you don't need wind turbines. There's energy all around us. It's called 0 point energy because it takes no effort to harvest it. That's
Oh,
the
that's they called.
conspiracy.
Yeah. So they called chakras, I think, right?
Well, I mean that's spiritual energy. I'm talking about like real
Energy.
electricity.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so we're going to learn a little bit about that. So the interesting thing is that it's been talked about for a long time, right? And that we can garner energy because there's energy all around us. If we can just capture it, we could utilize it for what we want to, like to, to power lights and air conditioners and heaters and everything else, right? And one of those ways to do that is through something called 0 point energy. So we're told that energy is scarce, and we're told that we must burn the earth, like wood or coal or gas, to keep the lights on. We're also told that poverty is a natural byproduct of limited resources, right? Because we can't give everybody everything because we don't have a lot of resources. But maybe they're not telling us the truth.
Mm, why not?
Maybe out in space, it's not empty. Maybe every cubic centimeter of nothingness around you contains enough energy to boil the world's oceans in seconds.
Oh, wow.
And this is
Interesting, Mr.
called
Bob.
0 point energy.
So where did it come from that zero
It's
point
all around
energy?
us, it's always here. The only reason you're still paying a utility bill is because you can't put a meter on the vacuum of space. And so if you don't have anything, if there's no scarcity, then you don't have to pay for it, right? Because if it's
Mm,
everywhere,
yes.
you know, do you pay for let's
Air.
do you air? Yeah. Do you pay for air? It's all around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, because there's an infinite supply of air, right?
Yes.
So when you talk about mainstream academics, they'll admit that 0 point energy exists, but they'll tell you it's inaccessible, and they call it background noise. They're like, well, it's there, but we can't ever get it, right? But
Yes.
in 1948, a gentleman named Hendrik Casimir proved that two uncharged plates in a vacuum are pushed together by an invisible force because the long wave fluctuations of the vacuum are too big to fit between the plates, and the pressure from the outside crushes them together. This is a measurable physical force. The universe is literally squeezing matter using nothing but a void. How is that possible, right?
Mm, the
And,
void.
and it's called the Casimir effect. So how can nothingness squeeze these two things together? Well, there has to be something there, right? So
Certainly.
before the 20th century, giants like Maxwell and Tesla knew the luminiferous, I can't say that word, luminiferous ether was the medium for all light and energy. But the establishment edited the math. They took Maxwell's original 20 equations, which were written in quaternines, and allowed for energy to be drawn from the vacuum and sanitized and tannitized them into the four Heaviside equations taught today. They literally deleted the source term for free energy to keep math and the economy neat. So I don't know if you recall or have you seen, but Nikola Tesla was doing experiments out in Colorado, I think it was, on wireless transmission of energy. And he literally just had light bulbs pressed into the dirt, like for yards away from his experiment, and he could light those light bulbs without any connection to them via his wireless electricity. And he in fact was starting to build a wireless electric system in New York when it got shut down, and they came in and kind of took it all away from him at in New Jersey. I'm trying to remember the name of the town in New Jersey. Let me look that up real quick.
Connecticut.
No, it wasn't Connecticut. I think it
Connecticut.
was called Wardenclyffe.
Ah,
Uh, mm, Free energy. It was called Wardenclyffe Tower. Uh,
mm,
Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower was designed to transmit electrical energy wirelessly, aiming to provide free energy by harnessing the Earth's natural electromagnetic properties. Although Tesla envisioned a system for global wireless energy transmission, the concept remains largely unfulfilled with current technology. So he had built this Wardenclyffe Tower, and actually, I can get a picture of it. Uh,
you have a
let me
picture?
see if I can bring this up
Yes.
for you,
Go ahead.
and you can see it. He actually built this.
So that you can harvest the energy. Oh my goodness. I like
Hold
that.
on, for free. He gave away free electricity. There you go. You see it? It
Yes.
looked like it's this giant tower, and then
Mm,
the electricity would go up through it and then go through the air, and then anybody could utilize it.
okay.
Yeah, he built it in Wardenclyffe, New Jersey, I think is what it was at. So there you go. Interesting.
Interesting. Interesting, Mr. Bob. So how can you get all those energy by what? Waving your hands? Oh, what
Well, you'd
energy
have to have a
can us?
receiver of some kind. But the thing
Okay.
is, you wouldn't have to pay for the energy. You just pay for the device that collected it, and then
Oh, okay.
that would collect it on your end, right? So it sent it and collected it. So that's the deal. So let's talk about scalar waves, the forbidden frequency. So if zero point energy is the fuel, scalar waves are the engine. Mainstream
Okay.
physics focuses on the transverse waves, like ripples in a
Mm-hmm.
pond. They are easy to track and they lose energy over distance. But Tesla discovered longitudinal scalar waves. These waves move in the direction of travel, folding space and time itself.
Oh, wow.
Because scalar waves operate on the subquantum level, they aren't bound by speed of light. The deep state doesn't use satellites for their most sensitive communications. They use scalar interferometry. It's instantaneous, unjammable, and can permeate through solid lead. So we're not
Wow.
using. They're not letting us use scalar waves, but they're using them apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla Shield. Tesla wanted to create a standing scalar wave around the planet, a magnifying transmitter to provide free power to everyone. Today, that technology is used for scalar engineering, manipulating the ionosphere to steer the jet stream or trigger seismic events. They turned a gift to humanity into a weapon, and that's what they. Uh, if you've ever heard of the, I'm blanking on the name now, the earthquake machine. They have a
Yes.
thing called the earthquake machine. Um, uh, that was made. So he was making it for free energy, but they have kind of taken his invention to make what's it called now? It's called something. Uh, they have it in Alaska.
Mm.
It's called. That's a whole other conspiracy thing. But
Energy hunter.
his earthquake refers to an electromagnetic oscillator, a steam-powered device he claimed could create vibrations strong enough to cause structural damage, even resembling an earthquake. While Tesla demonstrated its potential to generate significant vibration, later investigations, such as those by Mythbusters, found no evidence that it could actually produce an earthquake. So maybe earthquake machine was a little overstating it,
Mm-hmm.
but that was something that he did as well. So um, so why don't we have this on our cars, right? So we can just grab this energy that's out in the world that anybody could get a hold of, right? Or why it's because of the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951. It allows the United States government to seize any patents that threatens national security. So, if they say, "Oh, well, it threatens national security," then they can just take it. So Thomas Henry Murray, his Murray valve drew 50 kilowatts from the environment in the 1930s, and his lab was trashed, and he was shot in his own car because he found the way to get free energy. That sounds pretty scary, doesn't
Scary, yes.
it?
How we continue doing that? We need to revise that idea.
Yeah, so here's a picture of him right there. Thomas Henry, the Sea of Energy. There's his picture.
The energy man.
Yeah, Energy Man. Was an American inventor born August 28th, 1892 in Salt Lake City and passed away on May 18th, 1974. He's known as for his work in energy transmission and for developing a device that he claimed could produce electricity from the environment without external energy input, although he was never granted a patent for this invention. So, but he said it
Interesting.
could happen, and I guess he had some kind of proof. Then there was Stanley Meyer. He developed a water fuel car that used resonant frequencies to fracture water molecules with almost zero current. His final words at
Zero.
dinner meeting in 1998 were, "They poisoned me."
Oh wow.
So he made the water car.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley Meyer. Let's see if we can find a picture of him.
Andy Myers.
There's he is with his water powered car right there. See?
Wow. Okay. So why nobody continued it? Is it still working
Well,
or
it all no, it all was taken away.
abandoned?
No, it wasn't
Mm.
abandoned. It disappeared.
Oh, okay. Because people
Somebody
doesn't
took it.
like.
Somebody
Mm,
took it. So when he
probably.
died, so if we read about Stanley Meyer, here we go.
Mm.
The water fuel cell is a non-functional design for perpetual motion machine created by Stanley Allen Meyer. Meyer claimed that a car retrofitted with the device could use water as a fuel instead of gasoline. Meyer's claims about the water fuel cell in the car that it powered were found to be fraudulent by an Ohio court. But
Okay.
maybe it wasn't.
Or was not.
Maybe.
Well, probably people doesn't like the invention because it will ruin everything, like oil.
It will ruin
It's
everything, Daniel.
ruin everything, the oil production,
Well,
the
that's true.
money, the
That's why we're
economy.
talking about. That's why it's such a conspiracy, is because you're right. So what happens is, people want, the oil industry wants everything to keep going with oil rather
To
than with
boom.
anything else. And so, yeah, and that's why they don't like electric cars as well,
Hmm.
because they're not oil based cars, right?
True.
So, now look at UAPs or UFOs. There's no wings, there's no exhaust, there's no heat signature. They
True.
aren't using fuel, they're utilizing zero point energy driven anti gravity. While we fight over gas prices, a breakaway civilization is using Tesla's tech to build
Hmm.
infrastructure in silent places of our solar system. So that's where we connect into UFOs and UAPs
So that's why they're not using fuel because it's around them.
all around them. Exactly.
They just gather it, just like
Exactly.
us.
They just
Right.
gather it and use it. That's zero point energy. The funny thing is
Mm.
uh, the zero point energy was a big plot point in The Incredibles from Walt Disney.
Mm.
Did you know? Remember that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us, Mr. Bob. Enlighten us.
So the zero point energy in The Incredibles is a fictional technology created by the villain Syndrome, allowing him to immobilize targets and negate their powers using a psion energy beam. It is inspired by a real
Oh,
concept in theoretical physics related to energy in a vacuum. So I think it's funny that that they used it here. There's a picture of him pointing his finger and the zero point energy coming out from Syndrome, the main villain of the Incredibles movie. It talks about zero point energy, and he
mm-hmm.
is zapping Mr. Incredible there. But no, it really is. It's a theory, and it's not been totally proven yet. But we do know that Tesla had a working model of wireless electricity, and he wanted to give away electricity for free to everybody. And we do know from the Casimir effect that
Mm-hmm.
two plates get pushed together by an invisible force, and that invisible force would be the zero point energy in the universe, in the vacuum. So it's not that there's nothing in space, it's that there's all this energy in space, and we just haven't been able to tap into it yet. And that's what zero point energy is, right? So
Yes.
we are at the tipping point. The internet has made it possible to keep the quantum foam a secret, has made it impossible to keep the quantum foam, is what they call it, uh, a secret forever. So imagine a world without power lines, without smog, without the chains of debt, a world where your utility is the very fabric of reality. They will call this pseudoscience, but they will scream about the second law of thermodynamics. But remember, the laws of physics are often just the rules of people who own the laboratory. And so then they change when we discover more things. So, what's your thoughts on this?
I think, I believe, I therefore conclude that there is something like that. Just like Wi-Fi before, right? We don't know
Mhm.
what is how do Wi-Fi works, right? It's
Well,
like
Wi-Fi is
how do you connect?
just like it's a radio wave. So
Mm-hmm.
we're constantly surrounded by radio waves. We just don't perceive
No.
them.
Yes.
And so
Just like
Wi-Fi is
that.
just another form of a radio wave, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think it used to be 2.4 gigahertz, and now it's 5 gigahertz is what most Wi-Fi is. And so, but again, you're right. So what we had to figure out how to utilize that radio wave in order to transmit data, from
Faster. Mm.
right uh, from the modem over to your computer and back again, right?
Cables. Mm-hmm.
And so if you can do that, then then it should be. And they do actually transmit electricity wirelessly via microwave
Mm-hmm.
technology currently, right? But it takes the thing with zero point energy is that you're harvesting energy from the environment as opposed to having to create energy by burning something and then using a device like the microwave device to transmit it. And so that's the process to transmit is the same as it is now. The difference is where do you get that energy from? Because and it makes some kind of sense, right? Because
Yes.
there's always um, where there's life, there's energy, right? And there's life
True.
all around us. So
Mm-hmm.
life is not just people. Life is not just
Energy.
animals. Life is grass. It's trees. It's bugs. It's the earth. And so anytime there's life, there's energy. Now the question becomes how can you capture that energy and then funnel it in the direction that you want to send it? And so we already know how to send it through the air in waves. We just don't know how to gather it. At least according to current academia, we don't know how to gather it yet.
Yes. We
Because I think
need.
it's let me see what the statistics are. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's
I think we need the platforms like the solar energy, right? We coming from the sun. We need to gather like that, which is we put in something in a vacuum and then translate to our body or to
right.
other things like machine or anything that make uh, produce something alive.
Hmm. So like here, for instance, we think about weather and so forth. A single lightning bolt can contain over 1 billion volts of electricity, which is enough to power a small town for an entire day.
Oh wow,
So if we
small
could
vault.
harvest, I mean, I don't know, in Vancouver whenever it storms, but here we get lots of lightning strikes
Mm-hmm.
all the time during storms. And so if it could you could harness that, you could power a lot of stuff. The problem is you have to keep it, right? So
Yes, always does here, especially summer. That's why we have the wildfires because always
mhm.
lightning strikes the ground and then it start with the fires. So we need to harness those storm, right, and gather it and put in a something in a storage. Then every time we need it, just like electricity. Okay, voila.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's the hard part then. You got to store everything. So the other thing is uh here's the but if we talk about lightning, then that's electricity that's out in nature, right? It just gets
Mm,
condensed with the storm, the friction of the clouds and so forth, and then it goes to the ground. um, that's where lightning is, right? So lightning is all around us, but it gets concentrated because of the storm. And so, you know, that actually gives you a nod towards zero point energy because that energy has to come from somewhere. So think
mm-hmm.
about here, if how much space do you think you would need to power the world, not just a country, power the world with solar panels? How much space do you think you'd need to have?
I think you need only like 1 hectares of solar panel.
You think so?
I think
So,
so. Or
well, a little more than that for the world, but
for the world, okay.
yeah.
So
So whole
the
world would
whole
be a little bit
Sahara
more than
Desert.
that. Yeah. So you need 115,625 square miles or
Oh.
299 square kilometers
Mm-hmm.
would be needed to generate enough electricity to meet global demands. But that's only 3.27% of the total area of the United States.
Oh wow.
So it's not
That
impossible.
big.
It sounds
Mm.
big, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not totally impossible. So how big is that? So if I did the 115,000 square miles,
Just like the Sahara Desert or half of the Sahara Desert,
it wouldn't even be half of that. Uh,
and even
so
one fourth.
so 115,625 square miles is approximately 73 million acres, or about 471,000 square kilometers. It's roughly the size of the state of Texas,
Mm,
and that would power the
the
whole
whole
world with
the
solar
whole
energy.
world.
Now, the logistics of doing that are the problem, not the fact that it is. But if you could draw your energy from the just from space or from the ground, then you
Mm,
could be anywhere. And so you don't need the solar energy, right?
yes,
And that's what zero point energy is all about, is the fact that we're surrounded by energy. We just need to find a
gathering.
way to siphon it off.
Hmm. How to do that
How
as
to
a
do that.
person?
So
Because we need energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
we need energy to, I mean, for our current systems, yes, we have to have some kind of energy. Even in the old, turn of the century, 1900s and so forth, you had to have coal or wood or something to get you through the winter. So you had to have something to make heat, and so that's energy, right? So it's all stored in trees and the ground and so forth. Oh, Daniel's got to get a drink here. Now, do you believe in zero point energy? Do you think it's real? Oh, you're muted, Daniel.
I do believe, Mr. Bob,
You do?
because yes, I do. I felt energy. So do you believe that you can feel energy around you?
Mm-hmm. So you
And
believe in this one then. So this is
I think yes. If
unlike, which one didn't you believe in recently? I'm trying to remember.
I think I believe this one, it so happened that they kill it because of probably personal what do you call this, personal opinion, that if this will be come out, it will ruin us.
Well, yeah, it would ruin the current situation, right? It would.
Yes,
If
it
everybody
will.
had free energy, think about it. If everybody had free energy, then every place could be heated, every place could be cooled, every place
Hmm.
could you could, you wouldn't need to pay for that. You wouldn't need to run wires. You wouldn't need to have all this infrastructure. And by
True.
doing that, I would say energy is the one thing that keeps us in cities, right? Because you want to be close to the infrastructure. If you could get energy from anywhere, you could live anywhere, and it would spread us out across the earth. And so, we would you could grow food, right? You could make things. So the only thing that's stopping us from spreading out
Implement.
further
Yes.
is free energy.
So we need a person to discover how to gather those clean
Well,
energy, Mr.
the
Bob.
conspiracy theory is they've already discovered it, and they're not letting
Let it
anyone
out.
utilize. Yeah, they're utilizing it for their purposes, but they're not letting the average person benefit from that.
Oh, okay. It's already there. The technology is already
Yeah,
there,
it's
but
already there.
but
But we don't get to use
some
it. Yeah, because otherwise, then we wouldn't be dependent upon all these other, uh, you know,
the economy will
infrastructure.
doom
Yeah,
for sure,
right.
right?
And so the interesting thing is we're coming into the age of AI, right?
Mm,
And AI is very energy hungry, and so something's got to change in order to push it to the next level, because all that computing power, it takes energy.
mm-hmm,
So the question is, does the government have AI that's better because they have free energy? And are they not going to
mm.
let everybody else get that? I don't know. We'll see.
Conspiracy
That's the
theory, people.
conspiracy.
Yes. Let it out, people. Let it out. And so everybody will use it. I will use the energy what to maximize our podcast machine.
Right, you could do that. I mean,
Mm.
if you had all the energy, I mean, you could travel all the time. You wouldn't. I mean, it would alleviate so many problems, right? Especially if you're looking at agriculture and growing food and making things. I mean, the cost of making stuff would be drastically reduced if you didn't have to pay for energy to
Mm.
move things. So, you know, the cost for diesel fuel for trucks and for trains and all that kind of stuff. If you got rid of all of that, think about
Yeah.
that. You would
Yes.
the world would become a very small place because anybody could go anywhere at no cost. All you would need would be the machinery, you know, something to propel you safely, hopefully. But other than
Mm-hmm.
that, you don't need to keep putting money into it after that, you know?
True.
Something to think
I,
about.
th-
Zero
I
point
th-
energy. I think
yes.
it could be something to it.
Something that we can go beyond our planet.
There you go.
Yeah. 0 point energy will bring us the light, light, light. What's interesting topic, Mr. Bob? 0 point energy, people. Let's,
There you go.
well, modify it and
Thanks,
bring light.
everybody.
Yes. Mr. Bob, thank you for 0 point energy. Would you like to plug in something first before
You
you?
can see me here on the 101s, Movie 101, Comedy 101, Trivia 101, and Conspiracy 101. Or
Yes.
you can come over to
Conspiracy.
Static Radio and I'll tell you a story about something that
Mm.
happened to me.
Definitely. Yes, people. Let's about Mr. Bob Lemon and our four podcasts. Wherever you listen your podcast, especially our Movie 101 and Comedy 101 is already available. But for our conspiracy theory and the other one, what is the other
Trivia?
one?
Trivia?
It's not yet. Yes, not yet available. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you can watch
Soon.
us. Yeah,
Soon.
soon, soon. You can watch us live every Sunday. So, Mr. Bob, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel. And everybody take care out there.
Yes,
You never know if the
people.
government's watching you or not.
Yes, 0 point energy. People, please let it out and share to the world.